Hello everyone and welcome to today's video on GitHub Copilot at Simplilearn. In this video, we are going to explore the powerful capabilities of GitHub Copilot and how it can transform your coding workflow. GitHub Copilot is an AI-powered code completion tool that is going to help you write code faster and more efficiently, whether you are building simple scripts or complex applications. In this video, we will cover how to set up GitHub Copilot, how it generates code suggestions, and how you can use it to enhance your coding experience. Plus, we will walk through some practical examples and show you how GitHub Copilot can assist in debugging, improving code quality, and even learning new coding techniques. By the end of this video, you will have a clear understanding of how to integrate GitHub Copilot into your development process and leverage it for maximum productivity. So let's dive in and see what GitHub Copilot can do. But before that, just a quick info, guys. Simplilearn has got Generative AI course. You can unlock the future of AI with our top-rated Gen AI courses. You can elevate your creative capabilities with our highly acclaimed Generative AI course. Dive into the AI-driven innovation and explore key concepts like Generative AI, prompt engineering, ChatGPT, and many more. Acquire cutting-edge knowledge to gain a competitive edge and advance your career in the evolving AI landscape. So hurry up now and join the course. The course link is mentioned in the description box. So let's start with understanding what is GitHub Copilot. GitHub Copilot is an AI-powered coding assistant that was created by GitHub in collaboration with OpenAI's Codex. It is designed to understand the context of your code and provide intelligent suggestions as you type. Whether you are writing a simple function or tackling complex logic, Copilot is here to make coding faster, smarter, and more efficient for you. Now, let us discuss some of the key features of GitHub Copilot. The first one is code completion. GitHub Copilot can help you complete your code by suggesting the next part of your function or even an entire block of code based on what you are currently working on. Next is provides smart suggestion. It doesn't just fill in the missing lines of code, but also Copilot suggests complete functions, fixes errors, and even proposes improvements based on the pattern. It learns from millions of open source projects. Next, it provides multilingual support. It works across many popular programming languages including Python, JavaScript, TypeScript, Java, Ruby, and many more. No matter the language, Copilot is just ready to assist you. And finally, Copilot is context aware, meaning Copilot understands the context of the code you are writing, meaning the suggestions it makes are tailored to your current task. It doesn't just suggest random snippets, but provides relevant solutions based on your code. Now let me show you a small demo. So I have given the prompt, write the code for Fibonacci series. And as soon you press enter after this, you could see all over here, it has started giving the suggestions. And finally, it has given me the code. So you can see how easily it is able to complete the given code. Now let me show you the next one. Suppose I'm creating a function to add, okay? Function add, and you could see it has already given me suggestion, which is automatically completing the given code. So I'll just press on the tab and you could see it has given me the given function. Now, in order to subtract, this is also showing. So I'll just click on tab and press enter, then again tab, and you could see it has given me two functions, one for addition, one for subtraction. Let us see, does it has any more suggestions? So you could see it has already given me the multiplication one. Now, similarly, for division, it has given me. So based on what you are trying to do in your given project or what is your task, if you are interacting with GitHub Copilot, it will make your work a lot more easier. Now, let us move ahead to the next part, where we will be installing GitHub Copilot in our VS Code. So, to get started with GitHub Copilot, just right-click on this. And in order to access GitHub Copilot, you need to have the paid version of this. So, you need to take the subscription for Copilot. So, Copilot for individual is around $10 per month. Then for business, it is around $19 per month. And for enterprise level, it is $39 per month. So we won't be taking this. We are going to take it for individual. Just click on start a free trial. And since I have already taken it, so it will direct you to the payment page. But for me, it's showing a different one because I have already taken the subscription of this. Now, Based on this, you will be directed to GitHub Copilot for your ID. Now just click on this and you could see all over here there are a lot of IDs present: Azure Data Studio, JetBrains IDE, Vim Neo Vim, Visual Studio, Visual Studio Code, and Xcode. So for all these IDs, GitHub Copilot is there. Now we want to use it for Visual Studio Code. So let us understand what is the prerequisite. So the first thing is you need to have subscription to Copilot, like I have said to prior. So in order to get the subscription, just click on this link and you will be directed to that page where you need to buy the subscription of Copilot. Next is compatible version of Visual Studio Code. So guys, for this, in order to use Visual Studio Code, you must have a proper version installed. So here it is mentioned 17.8 or later. So in order to install Visual Studio Code of this version, just click on this given link as suggested on the documentation and you could easily download it all over here. Now download Visual Studio Code from here. So you could see there are three options given: free download, free trial is there. But we are taking for the community purposes. So just click on this and here you are going to get started with downloading. Since I have already installed it, so I won't be doing it. Now, the next thing that we have to do all over here is account integration. Now, let us go on the extension panel and type GitHub Copilot. So you could see all over here, I have already written GitHub Copilot and this extension is showing. So you have to search it all over here in the search bar and you need to install this. So I have already installed this all over here. And after this, what you have to do, guys, you need to sign up all over here to your GitHub account. So in order to have GitHub Copilot, you need to have a proper GitHub account in which you should be having a paid subscription of this. So after this, what all over here, it is going to suggest you to sign to the GitHub. Now click on the given link and open the authentication page, type the code or password which is being asked. And similarly way, your GitHub Copilot will be all set. Now let us set up our project. For this demo, we'll be creating a simple JavaScript application that will fetch the data from an API and it is going to display it on the web page. So for the same purpose, what we'll need style.css, index.html, demo.js. So let us create this folder. So I have already created a folder called test and under these three files are present. Now let us go to our index.html file and let us ask Copilot to create basic HTML structure and you could see all over here. So it has created the given structure. Just click on tab and you could see all over here that our basic structure for this is already set. Now let us move ahead. Okay. So if something you want to add extra all over here, like for someone I would say who don't have any experience with these programming languages, I would suggest first learn them and then move to this tutorial. But since I'm already having a knowledge of HTML, CSS, so I find some things are missing, like I need to update my title all over here. So I would say this as an JavaScript API demo. Now we have the viewport content. Okay, we have the title. Now we could see all over here that this thing was missing. So I'll just add it up. So let us see it is showing any other suggestions. Now let us cross verify that the code we have got is sufficient. So while looking at it, we could say that this is just a basic structure. So our head is closed all over here. Our HTML is closed all over here. Okay. We have the script. Okay. Now, if I talk about, now there is one more thing that we have to do all over here. That is to create a div container. Okay. Where we are going to keep our demo.js file. And this will be done in the body. So click on the body all over here. Okay. Create a div container. And let us say give the ID all over here. So you could see all over here when I created div. So it has already given me the given suggestions. So H1 would be JavaScript API demo, button on click, fetch the data, get the data from the button, and div ID output. So it sounds pretty much sufficient because I wanted these functionalities. Now let us move ahead to the next part. Now in this section, what we are going to do, guys, we will be creating a JavaScript file to fetch the data from a given API. Now in this demo.js, let us ask Copilot, create a basic API to fetch data from the server. Okay, so it has given already a suggestion. I would just click on enter, but see, it's giving me express. So this is a part of Node.js which we don't want it. Now what I'm going to type, fetch data using async function. Okay, now let us see. So you can see all over here, it has created the function where the function name is fetch data, and it is given for the response equals to await fetch, and then it's giving the JSON file all over here, await fetch https JSON placeholder typecode.com, then the data it is awaiting from this API, and finally it is printing the log data. Now with the help of fetch function, we are trying to fetch the data. So you could see all over here that as we typed the function name fetch data, okay, and it has suggested the entire function body based on the knowledge of common API fetch patterns. This actually shows that how Copilot can help you suggesting commonly used code snippets. Now let's process the data we fetch and display it on our web page. So in our fetch data function, what I want to do, we want to loop through the data and display the titles all over here. Okay. So now first, before doing what we need to do next, let us follow this page. Okay. So you could see all over here. So we have the user ID, ID1, title, something is there, completed false. Now let us replace this with something else. Okay. You could see all over here, I have changed the URL for this, and in this I could see we have the given user ID, title, and the users are increased, okay, but the user ID for them is same. So we have a lot of data like this, and this is for the post data. Now let us do something else. So what I want to do next is that I want this fetch function to fetch the data, and the idea all over here is to loop through the data and display the titles of the posts on the page. So I want to update my this JS. So let us write a prompt all over here. So we are going to update the Copilot. Now I want to update demo.js file, and I want you to loop through the data given by the URL and display the titles of the post. So update it. So we have given the prompt. Now let us see what is generating. Now you could see all over here, it has given us this function. Okay. Now fetch data dot then data for each post, and then it has given the, we can say, catch if and else block. Now you have two options all over here, either to accept it. If you are understanding that this logic is correct, you can accept it, or you could click on discard. So mostly it has given us the correct code. Okay. Now you could see as you click yes, it has already gotten integrated into your VS Code. Now as a software developer, so let me check what extra things that I need to do. Now we could see all over here, we have the basic thing set up all over here. but few things are missing. So what I'll do first, so after this, okay, so this function should be kept inside it. Now I will cut this, okay, and paste it right all over here. Now what next thing I want to do is I want to create a container. So let us create a container, constant container, and this will equals to document. So just click on tab and you could see it is automatically completing. The next line that I want to do is, so this function I have to update it. So, but you could see there are other suggestions which are given. So I'll just right click all over here and you could see data for each post. So it is changing for post. It is used the arrow function, and here the element, it is asking document dot create element div. Now it is changing the inner element, okay. So asking the inner HTML file, and it is accessing the title, and now it is appending finally the given title which has accessed all over here. So basically we have created a container, okay, to take up the title, and this has been appended in this div container. So we don't need practically these things. So I just will close this, okay. Now the next thing that we have to do all over here is to call our fetch data function. So click on tab and you could see it has suggested it. Now in this we have written the basic structure to select the container element that Copilot has suggested all over here. Then we have applied the for each loop, which is a very common method to iterate over the arrays and process each element. So in this given example, we saw like how Copilot has accelerated our development workflow by suggesting the right approach. Now, in the next process, let us add some basic styling to our page to make it look better. So GitHub Copilot can also assist in generating styles. So first open your style.css file all over here and let's start styling the page. So let us ask Copilot to add some basic style for container and text. So let us ask add some basic style for container and text. Now you could see all over here, it has already given us. Now click all over here. But before that, let us add the styling for our body. So write dot body, and you could see it has given us the suggestion. Just click on tab and it will be auto completed. Now the next thing that we have to do all over here is we could see font family is there, font size is there, okay. We have the background color, okay, we have the padding, we have the margin, okay. Now let us change a bit all over here. Let it be 20 pixels, okay. So, and margin, we could say this will be around say 10, okay. Background color is white, color is black, okay. What we can do with the color all over here, we could change the color. So let us take another color from this. Let's say it is some sort of this color, okay. So okay, just add it up. Now next thing for this color, we'll also change this. Let us move to the whitish color. Just click on this and it's done. Now we have the line height, okay, but we don't have the data container, okay. So for the data container, what you could do all over here. So when this ends, so write a hashtag and click on tab. So we have width, okay, but here I want to also add display. So add the display all over here. Say we'll keep the display as flex, okay. Now, and we could keep the flex wrap as wrap. Then do we have the gap all over here? No, we don't have the gap. So just add gap, and we could give gap as around say 10 pixels. So edit this around 10. So guys, one word of caution, like you don't have to blindly accept the suggestions which Copilot is giving. It is going to give you basically a template, and after that you need to keep improvising it, because ultimately you have to interact with this tool. And the core idea all over here is that you don't have to write this, you don't have to hard code this. Ultimately you have to adjust it, and you need to see it like, is it on the right range? So those are the important things to note of. Now let us add the data container div. So click on hashtag data div. Okay, sorry, it will be data container, and click on tab, and it has given us a certain blueprint of this. So here what I actually want is to keep display, okay, flex wrap and gap as 10 pixels. Pretty much fine for this. Now after this, all over here, this is our data container, okay, div. And okay, for this we will keep only display, flex and gap. And for this container one, we can add the background color, and also we could add the padding. So let us add the background color, and say our color could be this. Okay, we could change the color based on this. So I want this color to be bit, okay, let us keep the background color as black. Okay, now here the next thing is padding. So let us add the padding all over here. So padding, you could see around 10 pixels. Okay, now we have done rightly all over here. Now I want to give the border radius. Okay, so add the border radius all over here, and we could keep the border radius around 5 pixels. Then moving ahead, we need to have the box shadow. Okay, that's another CSS, and we could keep it around 0 pixels, 10 pixels. Okay, so it has giving me this suggestion, but I actually want to go with different one. So 0, and here I want to add 2 pixels. In next one I would keep it as 5 pixels. Okay, then I could use RGB. Okay, and similarly let's keep it for the trial. Okay, later on if we want to adjust it, we could adjust it. So our box shadow is done. Okay, now finally we'll add the width. So if I talk about the width, you could see I need 200 pixels for this. So let us keep this. So our data container is done, data container div is done. Okay, now since we have not added any image, okay, so that's not required. So for body we have done. Now by mistakenly I wrote this also, so but this is not needed because this is covered in both of them. So in this we have added some basic styling. So after repeat. So after adding some basic styling to the body and creating a responsive container for displaying our post, we notice that how Copilot is providing the right CSS suggestions, making it easier to get a clean and modern layout. Now it is a time for a test. Now let us see if the test app is working as expected. If there are any errors, then GitHub Copilot can help us debug by suggesting the fixes. Now let us try to run this. So, and I'm very much sure that there are some errors happened in this code, which I might have deliberately done, but let us see how it works. Now just click on F5, and you could use web as Chrome. Now, in order to run this application, we'll be installing one more extension. So just click right on extension and type live server. So just right click on this and install it. Now after this, open your HTML index.html file and just open with live server. Now you could see all over here that Copilot has created a basic HTML structure and it has given us a title. Now let us see if we are really getting the data. So based on our CSS, we could say our CSS didn't get applied here, but our logic is right all over here. Now, after clicking this button, it's also not working. Now, let us see if Copilot can really help us in deducting the errors that we have committed. Now, as you can see all over here that let us first verify what is the CSS. So we have body, data container dev. Okay. Now, what we have used, so we have used body div h1, okay, and there is nothing mentioned as div container or data div. So let us ask Copilot. So let us ask Copilot for the same. Say, I want to check the CSS applied in my style.css when taking in respect to my index.html file. Also, after clicking the button, it's not giving me the title. Please resolve. Now, you could see all over here that it is showing that the body tag should be placed outside the head tag. Okay. Now, the fetch data function should be defined in the script.js file, which is missing. Okay. So we have not defined the fetch data function properly. So it has given us the proper code. Let us copy and paste this. Now you can see all over here that I have copied this. Okay. And I have updated my index.html file. Now the next task, it is saying to rename it. So let us rename it with scripts or .js. So let's type. Okay. So this file has become script.js, and you could see all over here that with the respective script.js file, we have, particularly done all this thing. Now, if you could see all over here that I have created the same functionality, but it's time to finally update our style.css. So let us see what suggestions it is given by our style.css. Let us copy this. Let us delete this and let us paste this. Now finally click on autosave. Okay. Now right click all over here and you could see our CSS has been modified a bit. But still, clicking on get data, our function is not returning the given output. So what we can do for the same, so we will again interact with GitHub Copilot and you can ask, after entering the, okay, so after clicking on get data, it's not displaying the output. So you could see all over here, it has given me the basic demo.js file. So now we will again rectify it. So go to your script.js, okay, and okay, just paste it all over here. Now, next thing, what it has told us that to update it. Now it is telling us that this is correctly linked. But right now, as you can see all over here, the name has changed. So we'll update the name. So for the same purpose, just copy all over here and go to your index.html file. Okay, click on everything, delete it and paste it. Now see where demo.js is written. Just replace script.js. Now, what is the next advice it has given? Okay, so as you can see all over here, Let us see whether it's working or not. So since our VS Code is still in autosave, so we don't need to save it manually. So we can go again. And as you can see all over here, when I'm trying to refresh it, it is already giving me the title of the respective thing. Now, if you want to play with the CSS, you can still interact with the GitHub Copilot like I was doing. But actually, now I want to do some modification. So whenever I'm refreshing it, I don't want this title to be displayed. Whenever I click the button, then only it displays me. So let us type to the GitHub Copilot and ask that what suggestion it could give us. So go to your Copilot and say the issues which you are facing and make your prompt much more clear, okay, because it's a generative AI tool and here we have to interact with the tool as much as you can. But your prompt should be very much clear, because if you give any prompt which is not complete or which has very less information, then it is not going to revert you the right answers. So keep that in mind, keep your prompts. So how you can make your prompt efficiency very good is by creating an application, so creating small mini project and see like how you are interacting with it. So let us ask Copilot now, like I don't want the titles to be displayed whenever server is live. I want click the get data button, then only it displays the title. So you can see all over here I have given the prompt and let us see what it has given me. So you can see all over here it has given me the updated index.html file. So let us update this. Let us click everything. Okay. Now let us move ahead to our script.js file. Okay. So guys, as you can see, I have asked GitHub Copilot regarding the issue which was coming, and I have updated my index.html, script.js, and style.js. Now let us see what exactly we have done. So what we have done all over here, that the thing which we are not doing is to first, clearing the previous data. Okay. So for the same purpose, I have added this code given by Copilot. Then we were looping. Okay. This one we have done already. Now, after clicking the button, we want to change the background color. For this, we have added this functionality. If we are getting any API error, so it's going to catch up from this code. Okay. So we have done little bit of adjustment, and also in our index.html, we have also added a button functionality also. So this fetch data functionality, okay, which is going to redirect to this function, which is finally returning the given data, or basically the title from the given APIs. And style.css have been updated based on it. So you can see all over here, we have updated font family, we have done transition, we have done padding, okay. We have added a new functionality for hovering, okay, for which the background color is blue, and we are transforming it with the scale of 1 to 1. And then we have added the container, okay. So these are some of the basic class CSS classes that we have added and updated it so that with respect to our index.html file. Now let us try to see our application. So my live server is on, and for you, if you have stopped it, so just select all, and what you can do, open with live server. And there's a shortcut for this also, that is Alt L or Alt O. Now let us direct. So you can see all over here we have seen that our title is a little bit bold and there is spaces, and you can see the hovering functionality. So you can see currently our color for the button is white, okay, but whenever I hover around it, so it changes to blue. And you could also change the text style all over here in this button. Now let us see whether this is actually working or not. So right click on get title, and you could see this amazing functionality that it is also changing our background color. and we have got the title from this API. Okay, let me show you the API, which is https JSON placeholder typei-code.com/post. So this is a dummy API from which we are getting the data. So guys, that was all for today's video. I hope so you would have enjoyed our today's video on GitHub Copilot at Simplilearn. Thank you guys for watching this video.
Staying ahead in your career requires continuous learning and upskilling. Whether you're a student aiming to learn today's top skills or a working professional looking to advance your career, we've got you covered. Explore our impressive catalog of certification programs in cutting-edge domains, including data science, cloud computing, cybersecurity, AI, machine learning, or digital marketing. Designed in collaboration with leading universities and top corporations, and delivered by industry experts, choose any of our programs and set yourself on the path to career success. Click the link in the description to know more.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.